I swear to God, if you kill... What's up, guys? Faeries only. In Nocturne. On the highest difficulty. Alright, let's just get the rules over with. Obviously, I can only use fairy demons in my party. I can still use non-fairies in my storage, but I can't have them active. Then there's the usual stuff, no new game plus, all bosses, no reflection skills, yada yada. I'm also adding a few new rules, no compendium, and a level cap. And obviously I must be playing on the hardest difficulty. This was my first and hopefully last time having the SMT 3 hard mode experience. And it was awful. Be it the constant crits, the demons snapping my leg so I can't run away, and the doubled damage taken, and yet somehow, the worst part is the goddamn economy. Also, for everyone who participated in the poll for the next challenge run, thank you. I really appreciate it, and it's nice to know I have people who want to watch my content. So stay tuned for the Dark Souls run. Oh, and I had Magma help out with this run. Alright, what's my nickname?
A space. Okay, all right. And then mango.
Why?
A mango.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit.
Aqua mango. Dishwasher. Wait. Okay. No. Her full first name has to be dishwasher.
No.
You'll understand why. Nvidia.
Nvidia?
No, Nvidia.
How do you spell that?
Is that not the... Wait, no. You know what? Fuck it. Amazon dishwasher.
No, it would be dishwasher Amazon.
I don't know.
You fucking dumbass, bro. You fucking... Alright, what?
Boat.
I have an idea.
No, you don't.
Right.
And then question mark.
The Mexican question mark or the American one?
The Mexican question mark, of course.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You said I could choose.
Yeah, and I did.
Oh, stop. I'm leaving.
Well, now we've got ourselves a colorful cast, I guess. To the hospital, where we meet, Widow's Peak, who summons a demon to kill us. A teenager. Thank the gods Amazon Dishwasher is here to save us. Otherwise, we'd have died before meeting baby Lucifer. Some SMT shit happens, end of the world, demons, angels, whatever. We're here for the fairies. But not before getting pinned down by an old lady and eating a bug. For demon powers, or something. We get a glimpse of Lore Girl, and get introduced to hard mode's bullshit. Great start, guys, great start. This is going to be a long game. Also, strength build. I don't know if there's even an alternative build for True Demon ending, so we're doing strength. After we get out of that mess, we immediately run into our first teammate, Pixie. She's going to be sticking with us the entire game. Favorite demon, by the way. Unfortunately, she's going to be our only demon for the boss. I'd really rather not. He uses Bufu skills and his standard attack. Having both single and multi-target magic, he kinda sucks, especially since my dedicated healer is also the only one who can do electric damage, which he's weak to. I just try to do as much damage as I can, getting press turns and healing with Pixie, and using lunge with the Demi theme. Pixie runs out of MP fast, but I noticed that Fornius is in his low health animation, so I greet the boss, and it works out. This happened a lot more times than I'd like to admit. Oh shit. Aw, my pixie. No. With that little bit of plot armor out of the way, we get out of the hospital, see the demon kid, and convince our one and only teammate to please stay with us for the entire run. Oh yeah, and best girl.
You to the best of my ability.
Once reaching level 6, Pixie evolves to look worse, but we need the stats and another Pixie.
Alright, that's
So,
Pixie number 2.
we go and do that. We talk to Handjob and get sent to the worst early game area in SMT. And as for the boss of this area, he isn't much. The Spectre has resistance to magic and has a split and conjoined form. Luckily, I have answers for both, with High Pixie having Wind Buffet and Berserk for myself. Both of my fairies have Raccoonda, and my new Pixies de-evolved into Media while I was grinding, but like last time, my MP runs out fast, and I need to get greedy in order to win. Damn. Well, now we're in Ginza, a very important place for this run. Remember this guy. He's gonna be the key to, like, all our fusions later. Oh, and there's also him. He's here too. I guess. I don't really like him much. He was better as an app. And before I forget, I try and pick up all of the Magatama I can, and get my pockets absolutely drained by this predatory economy in the Vortex world. I also gain a few levels from the Maka grinding. Ugh, damn it, this sucks. Why is this the only Nyx that I can use in the recent games? After stopping by the bar, we get our next fairy, and man, it helps to have a Fae mentality for these recruitment options. Full party, by the way. The Great Underpass is next, and hoo boy, I don't like where I'm at. But first... Oh my god, these motherfuckers are expensive. After our pockets get freed up from our Maka, we get to talk to one of the few cool guys in this game. I'ma get him a bill, and he'll open the gates to hell for me. So we're gonna rob Loki, kill his bodyguard, and mourn our fallen fairy brother. I hate the troll, by the way. Or at least I would be doing that, but we die. Usually, I'd abuse his weakness to mind, but I don't have any. Actually, one of my teammates, as of now, can only use Bufu, which the troll absorbs. The guy also only has 2 moves. Berserk, a decent physical skill, and Mabufula, a multi-target, medium magic skill. Thank God I have Jack Frost, and again, I have the same problem. No MP. Oh man, oh thank God. I was so fucking scared, dude. But hey, we got the bill. Now I have to deal with the consequences. Yep, that's about right. I needed more Maka anyway. I grind up to level 19 to be able to fuse our next fairy, Jack-o'-lantern. Making sure to give him Fog Breath and Medea, because we're gonna need it. With this, our chances are much better. Now that we can deal with the evasion buffs that he does, our first fiend has no weakness and access to wind and major physical attacks. And a good range of buffs, unfortunately. Most of you probably know his worst, Red Capote, which instantly maxes his hidden evasion rate. Our strategy hasn't changed much, hit heavy with physical, and use my Fae to debuff and heal. I also got some Takaja stones from the gem guy, and for those wondering, I bought elementals from him to get the demons I used to fuse Jack-o'-lantern. Everything goes well for quite a while, we do good damage and keep our health topped off. That is, until one turn, he decides to use
Andalusia.
Yeah, he uses that twice in a row, killing 2 of my Fae and leaving me in a very bad spot. I use one of the few B chains I'll get this run, and greet another lunge on the boss, and surprisingly, it actually kills him. Did you not see that? I think I'm gonna fucking shit myself. How the fuck did I get here? After I figure out where I'm supposed to go, we see Boat get bitch slapped by the wrong side of a hammer, and he says something about Amazon, but I don't even know if they deliver post-apocalypse. We also get jailed for trespassing by Thor in a leotard. Also, side note, the Fae are not working with me in this game. During our freedom, we gotta win some fights. First up is Orthus. He's weak to ice and uses fire, and he uses fire hard. Although he doesn't have any support, his fire magic is nasty, having both Agadine, Meragion, and several other light and medium fire magic skills. Oh, bro, is hard mode really hard? This guy's fucking stupid. Oh. Okay, yep, bro's dead. Nice. Next is Yakshini. Wood. She uses wind magic and is weak to electricity. Like the last guy, she has both heavy and medium Zon skills. Thank God these two don't use them as much as they could, because I don't have the healing magic to keep up with that. Oh. Oh my fucking God. Some of the more astute of you may have noticed that once again, I am barely winning. So let's fight Thor. No! No! That went well. He's kind of like the other two, except he isn't weak to the opposing element. He's also got some crazy support skills, having both Dakunda and Dakaja, along with Diorama. For all of these fights, I switched around my Magatama to be immune to whatever element the boss was using. Aside from that, same old, same old. Faeries heal and debuff, and if possible, I have them do whatever damage they can. Mostly Jack-o'-lantern's Aquallie. I've replaced Jack Frost because he just doesn't have the skills I need, at least compared to my other Fae. I've also incorporated Warcry and Focus into my arsenal. Focus doubles the damage of my next physical attack, and Warcry works like Tarunda, but twice as potent. And that's all I can do. At this point, I'm learning that hard mode bosses can just decide to kill you whenever they want, so pray to RNGesus and you might win. Or, I could grind to the level cap, but that would be boring.
My poor Pixie.
Oh shit, he died. Man, thank God. That sucked. When's our next boss? Oh, now? Damn. Well, he's not Dante. I haven't played his game either. Anyway, this guy sucks. He's resistant to physical and magic attacks, along with having a very wide range of skills, such as Boogie Woogie and Enter Yoshitsune. And to give you an idea of what that's like, he can also panic me, and he also has Dakunda. Unfortunately, I've only got debuffs, so I just have to pray he doesn't use it. I died once, entirely Jack's fault by the way. He provokes a few times, and I get super lucky, hit him, and he dies. That is the yikes. Oh shit! Okay. After the Aura Farmer leaves, we get introduced to a shockingly accurate elevator and meet Statue God, who gives us more demon slots. Thanks, big guy, but that's not enough to get me on your side. God damn, there's a lot of bosses here. Next Fiend. Daisojo's a bitch. He has both light and dark mass insta-deaths, the ability to give himself three press turns. Oh yeah, there's also meditation and preach. They suck. Thankfully, he can't get rid of any of my debuffs, so I reduce him as much as I can before I run out of MP. And that happens really quick. And when it does, I lose. After a few attempts, it's me and him, and he's leaning over. And so, once again, I hit the casino, put it all on black. Fuck. Well, I won after that, so at least I'm now a high enough level to fuse my next fairy, Kelpie. We fused some demons to get an angel, upgrade it with an elemental, and then fuse it again to get our boy. Now that we have Kelpie, we head over to the Assembly of Nihilo to rush through a few more bosses. Idri tells us that the Mantra are idiots and to look for the real base of operations, and after about 3 seconds, we do. Really makes you wonder what type of demons the big man was hiring. We fight a few guardians, aren't bosses. First is Eligor, who summons Dis and spams mute. Not that it matters. I kill him a few more times, along with his less saturated brother. And now finally, we can fight our next boss. Star guy thing. He uses insta-death and a bunch of other bullshit. Luckily, he doesn't have Dakaja or Dakunda, so I can stack buffs and debuffs however I want. My main strat here is to maximize my attack, and make sure his accuracy is as low as possible. Once that's done, I just spam focus and heat wave, getting some nice crits with almost every hit. And after a bit, I get through my first boss with no casualties. This does not happen often, so I'll cherish it while I can. 200 from a normal attack. We find Widow's Peak at the bottom, who makes me feel much better about my hairline, and fight his persona. And this guy means us harm. Having the ability to reflect magic and physical skills along with Dakaja and Dakunda, he's got some great ways to stop me from killing him. His only means of damage is physical, and he's got focus. Remember, we're also in hard mode, so if he can get a crit, he will. Fortunately, he doesn't get rid of Jack-o'-lantern's fog breath, so he misses at least one of us every heat wave. Pixie goes down, but we still got our more recent Faeries to soak up the damage. Oh my god, yeah, it died. We head back to Mantra HQ and see
Sure has been a while.
her again. Spud's also here, and he's still a pretty chill, decent guy. Angela, on the other hand, she thinks that she's gonna change the world with no power and no allies. What else happens? Oh yeah, Statue Guy dies, and Mr. Leotard says he'll see us in the future at some point. Oh, and I refuse to spare Magma's favorite demon. I'm sure nothing will come of this. Fucking Hellbiker. Oh my god! If I did any other ending than True Demon, this challenge run would have been so easy. But no. I died so many times. This moveset is crazy for where I am right now. He is straight up immune to the magic I can use. He can and will get rid of any and all changes to stats. And he can give himself multiple press turns. And don't even get me started on his skills. The guy's got multi-target, heavy fire magic. Thank God Jack-o'-lantern's immune to it. Multi-target physical attacks, and oh boy, crits! And finally, the cream of the crop, wind damage to all foes that gets rid of all buffs. I take the Magatama that makes me immune to wind damage, and I've got my fairy friend. That way we get rid of as many of his press turns as possible. The rest of my team is dedicated to healing and occasionally debuffing, but I would like to tell you what I got right, but I have no idea. He just didn't do things that would screw me over, so I won. We're done on the highway, and I have to dread my next fiend fight. But before that, we have to dread the real demons of SMT 3. Dungeon navigation. Before this, they've been fine. Just some areas to explore littered with demons. Pretty simple stuff. But now we're in prison. And we've got to do some thinking. My least favorite activity. Because of this, and the fact that I'm using a guide, I won't be showing off the dungeons. So let's skip straight to the boss. Mizuchi is truly nothing to worry about, And nothing shows that more clearly than me going in weak to mind with no ice resistance on any of my demons and winning. The guy's got pretty much every ice skill in the game, along with Dakunda and a mind skill that induces panic. So my plan was simple: buff the shit out of myself, debuff when I can, and try not to die. Because I didn't prepare at all, this fight took a lot longer than it should have. I end up with little to no MP because I actually have a teammate weak to ice. Sorry, Jack-O-Lantern. But so does the boss. So everything works out. But goddamn, did I leave this fight poor.
A human.
Now that Snake Bro is done and dead, we meet the only redeemable character in this game, Fudomimi.
I prophesied about.
He goes to free his boys and leaves us to talk to Boat. I fucking hate this guy, bro. I mean, he was so cool, like, not even that long ago. And now he's whining and moaning about all this shit that he caused for himself. Like, could you, the viewer, imagine going into a demon prison as a normal-ass guy with no support and then get mad when you're caught? And for some reason, take it out on your friend, the only guy in this demon world who has ever been on your side. I hate the humans in this game, man. Now then, we've done a good number of fiends now, so unfortunately, we get to go to the Labyrinth of Amala. Demons here give good Maka and XP, so not being able to run away from fights works out for me. These first few Kalpas don't have any bosses, so there isn't really much to show, but we've got some heft in our pockets, and I'm definitely going to go shopping while I'm down here. Firstly, we're going to get a Pasaka with all of the overworld skills. I guarantee you, it'll never see the light of day or ever be fused. It will live and die in my back pocket. Second Kalpa, the Eyes of God tried to get me to change my ways. It would've worked, but he got a bit too friendly, calling me a Mongo. And that's what set me down the path of evil. We also buy our second demon, a Nue, with the best healing skills in the game. Now, who am I gonna give these skills to? Oh, fuck. That's not good. Neither are the four horsemen. Well, Troll's our next fairy, so let's get to fusing. I fused Shikigami with the Fire Elemental to get Null Mind on a demon, and then I fused Nue with Momonofu to get Big Blue Boy with the skills I need. Once the healer for the game is made, we head to the tunnels, and our Pasaka purchase actually helps us. Dungeons suck, and there are 4 optional bosses here. Alright, first up is Fuki. He uses wind magic and is weak to electricity, which I don't have. He has no way to get rid of my status skills, so this fight goes by pretty quickly. All of the Oni have some nasty physical skills, and of course, that means more and more crits. Even with his evasion and accuracy all the way down, he still manages to get a crit on almost every berserk he does, but it kind of cancels out because he misses at least one of us every single hit.
Oh, dude, your troll sucks.
No
What do you use your troll for?
healing.
Oh, dude. Yeah, your troll sucks.
He told me to use him for healing.
Yeah, he's great for healing.
He's really not. Next on the chopping block is Suki, who's weak to fire, which I do have. Like the last one, he doesn't have any way to get rid of my debuffs. However, he does have both Beast Eye and Dragon Eye, which is not fun. That and him having focus. He also has lots of ice magic, which my Fire Fairy is weak to, but I have Troll now who absorbs it. To no surprise, my Jack-O-Lantern dies, and I finish out this fight just fine.
Killed your pixie.
I'm all alone.
Oh shit, you beat him.
Now we have to deal with the most annoying of the 4, Kinky. You can't call it a neck boner.
It literally is a neck boner. It'll jab into him. It'll fuck your own neck.
He takes more damage from all magic types except for light and dark, and has a 90% damage reduction to physical, so not the best for me. He's also the most physical of the Oni, having several powerful single and multi-target attacks. He has almost all buff skills except the evasion ones. And he has Dakunda, so I can't just spam Fog Breath and Warcry. I do anyway, and he just doesn't get rid of it sometimes. I spam the ever-living shit out of Tornado and Fire Breath, and after a while, we kill our second to last Oni. The last one we fight is Ongyoki. This one was arguably the easiest one in this run, and that is solely because he doesn't have a physical resistance.
Oh, dude, I love the Faceless Oni. He's like one of
Ongyoki?
my... Yeah.
Cool.
I like having him was cool.
Neato.
He reminds me of Withered Bonnie. Is there Rabble?
No. His moveset really isn't that bad, aside from Mudun, which he uses to instantly kill my troll. He's got Dakunda and all of the buff skills for himself, but he can't do anything against my Kelpie's Tokaja, so that's nice. I'm also able to stack debuffs because of the way he decides his turns. He hardly ever goes for the skills that would rail me. Instead, he just keeps replicating himself over and over again. And for those curious, all you have to do to find the real one is look for the shadow. I do swallow a Dark Immune Magatama because I don't want to be caught by some bullshit. And from there, it's only a matter of time before the big guy dies. Yeah. Are you guys ready to see some bullshit? Because I've got to fight my next fiend, and while this fight plays out, allow me to vent a bit. You see, the first of the 4 horsemen, the White Rider, will be outside of any terminal you go to, any of them. You can try to refuse the call of the menorah, but it's like a 50-50. I tied to this guy like 3 times and had to fight the Oni again, all because I couldn't save. I was so mad that I grinded in order to get Divine Shot. As for the actual fight, all of the riders are awful. I'd much rather fight the later fiends than these guys. They always start by summoning 2 of their companions, in this case the Virtues. They can use Dakunda and add more press turns for the rider to use. Thankfully, he's only got Dakaja, so I just max him out with Fog Breath and Warcry. He's also got a nasty fire attack, so I use a Magatama that's immune. And now, onto the BS. He's got Dragon Eye, which sucks, but he mostly only uses it when you kill one or both of his virtues. Now something absolutely unforgivable is his skill, God's Bow, which is a 100% insta-death, meaning that if he uses it, no matter what, whoever he targets will die. I got super lucky with this run. Near the end, all of my teammates had died, and I couldn't do anything but spam Divine Shot in desperation. Thankfully, they missed a lot because of all of the Fog Breath, but eventually, I kill the rider, leaving only the Virtues. I realize I have a funny rock, so that gets rid of one of them, and with the extra press turn, I pull up to the slots and show insane amounts of greed, going for a Divine Shot, winning me the battle. I would like to say that this battle taught me a lesson, but it really didn't. Now that I don't have to worry about a fiend following me everywhere I go, I can now progress the story. We meet some cool mannequins, get lost for an hour, and I black out, find myself where I need to be. Thank the heavens. Entering the obelisk, we find some fair ladies who we will viciously beat twice. We fight them each individually, discovering the bullshittery to be. First is Clotho, who's got healing skills and light insta-death. Yippee! I do like 1 full round of buffs and do a Divine Shot, killing her in like a minute. Then we fight the middle child, who has support magic, defense buffs and debuffs, reflection for both physical and magic attacks, and some attack buffs. Believe it or not, she wasn't as bad as it sounds. I just did more buffs and debuffs, and after a few divine shots, she died. Last one, Atropos. She has all medium magic, both multi-target and single target. Surprise, surprise, the fight wasn't hard. Now, when I had to fight all three, that's a different story. This fight took the most amount of time out of any of them yet, and it is all my fault. I didn't really target anyone, which I really should have done, so I'ma just tell you what I think would have been smart. You're either gonna want to kill Clotho or Lachesis first, depending on what you want done. If the Tetrakarn and Makarakarn are driving you crazy, then kill Lachesis, so the magic user doesn't get the constant buffs. I would have killed Clotho first because of the healing skills, and because she gains Dakunda in this fight, which sucks for me because I use mostly debuffs. I would say the least threatening person is Atropos. She's the only one who can do any damage, and she has the highest health, but she can only use attack magic, and I've got two party members that absorb two different elements. You can also get a Magatama to soak up a different element as well, but I didn't really do that. Also, please don't do what I did here. Looking back, I could have just done like 2, maybe 3 divine shots on each sister, and they would have died. Anyway, the fight had some close calls and a few deaths, but we got through despite my lobotomy strat. We save Dishwasher, and her god gives us the power to hold more demons. It's such a shame that by the end of the game, everyone's either an asshole or dead. I'll let you guess which one she ends up as. If Diablo is done, we head back to the Ginza Underpass to fight the Red Rider. The guy summons powers who spam Tarkaja and are also weak to Dark. The Rider himself is pretty fucking awful. He's immune to both wind and electricity, and has the standard stuff, you know, Dragon Eye, Dakunda, that sort of thing. He's also got some crazy magic, having a single target mega damage of wind skill and Bolt Storm, which is basically Tornado, but for Zeo. However, his most terrifying skill is Terrorblade, because he keeps getting his attack buffed, and it inflicts panic sometimes. But I got lucky, and he didn't use Dakunda, so I just beat him. Well, time to go back to the Amala network. Yay! We fight the Spectre again. He's got Mana Drain and Megiddo, so look out for that, I guess. Boat's lost the plot, and has got some Moaning Cyst on him now. Gross. He says a lot here, but I wasn't listening because I'm destroying all of creation later. At least we're high enough level now to fuse our second to last fairy. Pretty early, I know. Anyway, I go through a lot of gems to fuse up a Mothman. I combine him with a Yomutsu Ikusa? Anyway, I make an Oberon with that, and there are no particular skills that I give him. Now, it's time for our next rider, the Black Rider. And I die in like 2 turns. So what did I do wrong? I had Oberon and myself just giving them turns because they are both weak to Curse and Mute. So, I replaced Kelpie with Jack-o'-lantern because there is no Dakunda on his side, and I intended to abuse that. I switched up my Magatama to block Curse, and Troll absorbs the Glacial Blast. I have plenty of healing options from all of my teammates in case they get cursed. The only thing that kinda sucks is the Tetrakarn that the Legions use, but I learned after a turn, it's gone. We learn every day, chat. Every day. The strategy is the same as usual. Debuff as much as I can, stay alive, and hit hard with the Demi-Fiend. The only new addition is getting more press turns with Oberon's Bright Might, and once the Black Rider's dead, I just start wailing on the Legions using a Mahama Rock, because there really isn't a place for me to use it outside of selling it for literal pennies. Glad we don't have to fight another fiend for a while. Oh. Oh damn. Well, he's mandatory to progress, so... I mean shit, we gotta. I don't like the Pale Rider. He was mean to me. He summons Loas, who have some nasty skills, which we'll get into later. He has no way to get rid of buffs or debuffs, and no buffing skills for himself. However, if you, in this fight, are poisoned by his Blight or by the Loas, he can instantly kill you. The Loas can also put you to sleep during this fight, which will instantly kill you. Oh, and he's got Mabufudine, or whatever. In all reality, the Pale Rider is more of a conditional obstacle than a threat. The Loas suck major ass. They have Debilitate, enough said, but they also can use Last Resort, which fucking heals the Pale Rider, and prompts him to use Dragon Eye, giving him even more turns. And of course, because I'm playing on hard mode, every single physical attack crits. I'm not even kidding. I looked at every attempt of this fight, and he crit on every Blight and the Loa. 9 times out of 10, crit with any physical attacks they used. The strategy is nothing new. I just slam my hollow head against the boss's scythe until I yield to RNG. I would love to tell you how I won, but once again, I have no idea. I'm gonna take a break from this story. I feel like I earned it. I'm just gonna get some Magatamas for Masakado.
Welcome.
Collecting some magical demon bugs couldn't possibly... God fucking damn it. After taking out a loan with Lucifer, I scrape enough Maka together to buy 2 whole Magatama. Hard cut. Whoa, is that the Did Demon? He's not in this game. Oh, I also played all 20 levels of this kid's bullshit arcade game. And that's about all we can do outside of the main story. So we head to Yoyogi Park. We talk to Dishwasher, and damn, she's not an asshole. Amazing. She sends us on a fetch quest, and we discover our fairy friends are being a bit too rowdy. At the park center, we find Skin Guy, who uses all the Magatsuchi to summon my antithesis.
Germakala, Jermakala, Germikala.
I fought him a few times. My magic damage was not it, so I grinded a few levels to fuse the last fairy demon of the run, Titania. I'll show up the quickened version of my fusion process, but it basically amounts to me spending all my gems on elementals to up my beast and brute demons. I fused the brute with Sedanata to make Loa, who didn't get Debilitate before fusing, which I do regret. Get Debilitate, gamers, please. For the love of all that is holy, you need Debilitate for the true demon ending. I fused the beast with Loa to get Titania. I won't really get into this fight because Girmakala is a very simple boss. I just do what I can with Oberon and Titania as my magic damage dealers. Troll is a shit healer, so the role is divided amongst all my fairies. I just gotta try and stay alive. This fight, at least with my build, is a long, hard... it takes a while. And let me tell you, the relief, satisfaction, and pleasure I felt blasting a crazy divine shot through Skin Guy's chest. It was intoxicating.
How can I lose?
With all the shit from the triangle gone, we give it to our teacher, who gets gaslit by her god, and we go our separate ways. What else? Oh, Handjob gets a glow up. That's neat. We also fight Black Frost, who isn't a fairy, unfortunately. Bro uses ice and dark magic, but he drains ice, repels fire, and is 90% resistant to physical. Luckily, we just fought a boss where we couldn't use physical at all. And this guy doesn't buff, or even have any support skills. You know what that means? We get to cripple him, and boy do we. After all the debuffs, it's only a matter of time before my fairy's magic kills the guy. Speaking of bosses I can't use physical against,
The mother harlot, subjugator of the beast that rules all men.
Man, I'm not caffeinated enough to deal with this. Alright, this is like the only theme that repels physical, and she also drains electricity. What you guys think that she uses? If you said electricity, mind, and probably physical, congratulations, you win the I Have Eyes award. She's also got Dacunda and Focus. Yeah, you want to know what else she has? Dragon Eye. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why she kept using the Lust one. 3 of my guys are immune to it, and would you believe it? We just spam magic with Oberon and Titania until Oberon gets muted. Then he just got me turns with Bright Might. Alright, quick fire. What the hell happens? Hidri starts tweaking, Bo's still on his emo shit, and I kill that goddamn Spectre again. Temple time. First up is, Aciel? Man, I can't keep doing this. I'm too dumb to pronounce these names. Hey guys, you wanna guess what skill he has? Wanna guess? Fucking Dragon Eye. Oh, and like the normal stuff, along with a very cool, unique skill called... Oh, I can't say that. Believe it or not, when a boss can be touched by my bare hands, they die really fast. Next boss doesn't have Dakaja or Dacunda, so we get to do some buff abuse. We're fighting the, You know what? Never mind. Big guy uses physical, and the smaller ones do magic correlating to their color. If you kill the big guy, the small guys will revive him, and if you kill the small guys, the big guy revives him. So you're gonna want to kill everyone equal. Listen to my words and not my actions, for I am a victim of my own hubris. After that fight, we get touched by Scotty and do not complain, but guess what? She drains physical, and that sucks because she's awful. She has Dakaja, Dacunda, and Tarukaja along with Dragon Eye. But the worst thing of all is her severe multi-target physical attack, Earthquake. My only option is to spam Warcry with Demi-Fiend and unload all the magic I have on her. Even then, I need to get really lucky. Thankfully, I do, and she goes down after a while. For you, this fight doesn't look that bad. But I cut out several, and I mean several, attempts of this fight. Now that all the Guardians are dead, Boat lets us into the main pyramid where we see our boy crucified by Magatsuhi. Unfortunately, his death is in vain because Boat summons the dumbest fucking god.
Awesome, right?
Skip a dungeon because it was boring and there weren't any bosses. Spoilers, the mannequins are fucked, and the only redeemable character in this godforsaken cast begs for my help. So I'm gonna kill some angels. This boss is kind of like the Sisters of Fate, except worse. All of them are resistant to magic, but that means I can finally use my fucking build. I hard target Raphael, who's got Makarkarn, Tetrakarn, and Diarahan. After you kill him, it's free game. Just target whichever angel is causing you the most trouble. Best part, no Dragon Eye, no Dakaja, or Dacunda. The strats are simple: debuff, buff, and slam my supercharged shot into each unsuspecting angel until they die. Well, everyone's dead, so shit. But hey, there's another god awakened. Wood. Moving on, we're gonna fight our final fiend, and he's no... Well, I mean, he's a massive pushover. Like, I think I'd rather fight the Trumpeter over any of the horsemen. I mean, he doesn't even have all of the annoying stuff that makes these bosses hard. He can buff his own magic, but I have Dakaja, so it doesn't mean much. And speaking of magic, he's got all of it. Every single elemental magic, along with Megidolan. One thing to note, he's got like twice the HP of other fiends. The past 2 fiends have had like 5,000 HP, and Trumpeter's got 11,000. He's also got no resistances or immunities to anything. All of this to say, I hit hard and he doesn't. And for those wondering what I did differently for this fight, I didn't. If it's not broken, don't fix it. He's got some special moves he'll use when he gets to lower HP. I think he'll only use them once though. There's the Holy Melody that fully heals whoever has the lowest HP, percentage-wise, so almost always himself. And then there's the Evil Melody that 100% kills the person with the lowest HP, and it doesn't include him, I don't think. That's the one I got, and it targeted the Demi-Fiend because I had used Divine Shot, but I have Endure, so I don't die, so I guess I got lucky with that one. And then he dies, and I didn't even lose any fairies. After the Trumpeter, we head to the Diet Building, which remains strangely undestroyed. There are a lot of bosses here, or at least fights I would consider to be bosses. However, I won't be counting them towards the level cap because their levels exceed the next main boss. Almost immediately, we fight Cert, and well, I don't know if you can tell, but he uses fire, which means you shouldn't use fire against him. He's also got some nasty physical skills along with Dakunda. However, the most annoying thing he has is Retaliate, which whenever I use a physical skill or attack against him, he can get a free hit on me. Troll dives to goddamn Ragnarok, and that's my only death because my other 2 fairies are just better healers. Thank you, Magma. Mod is next, and guess what? He drains physical. God fucking damn it! Man, my build sucks. Should have stuck with magic. He's got Dakunda this time, which sucks because I won't be able to lower his defense reliably. The only thing you should worry about with him are his mind skills. I'm fine because 3 of my 4 teammates no mind, but a 60% chance of panic is a lot. Hades Blast is a pain to deal with, but we've got good heals, so there's not much to worry about. Oh, yeah, he can also apparently summon Pazuzu, but I have no idea what they do aside from just adding test turns. Mod's kind of infamous from what I've heard, but I actually didn't have too bad a time with him once I got the ice pick out of my brain. Basically, you're going to want to lower his attack a bit, not too much, and use Dakaja whenever he buffs his magic. He's got Dakunda, no Dakaja, and for some reason has Diorama. He's 90% resistant to physical, and is immune or worse to everything but Zeo, which he's weak to. The biggest threat is a buffed up Megidolan, so don't let him buff no matter what. My only strat here was to spam Zeodyne with Oberon, and if, or when he got stunned, I would spam basic attacks for more turns. I really hope I'll be able to use my goddamn physical skills for any decent length in this game. Thank God we're at the last one. And I get to use my physical skills. Yes! Uses Insta-Death, which Titania repels, so if he does that, he misses a turn. He's also got Debilitate, Megidola, and Dragon Eye, but it didn't really matter. With no Dakaja or Dakunda, he dies, and he dies fast. God, it's nice to kill a guy with such ease, especially after all the shit this place has put me through. Some story stuff happens between Dishwasher and Widow's Peak, and I just can't believe this guy is genuinely like, I've let you live up to this point, that ends now, or whatever. Like, I haven't been genuinely beating his demon's ass every step of the way. Anyway, he summons one of my favorite demons, Samael, who we've got to kill. He's got no resistances or anything, so physical is on the table. He does have the normal get rid of buff stuff along with Beast Eye, Heavy, and Mega Almighty magic. He also has Retaliate, which is annoying, but not the end of the world, because I have Faeries with great healing magic. So sometimes just use Beast Eye and then Rakukaja 3 times in a row, but I can just get rid of it. I recommend trying to down his attack, but at the very least, you should get rid of any buffs he puts on himself. Megidolon is actually pretty scary, especially when he uses them back to back. That's actually what made this fight take a bit. Things do get a bit close just because of how much damage the guy does. He's also got this skill called God's Curse, which has a chance of inflicting everything. Aside a few hiccups, everything goes quite smoothly, and he dies after a couple of focused divine shots. The dishwasher dies, rest in peace, and a ghost gives me the only thing that can initiate the change of the world. So that's about it for most of the game. So we're gonna do some demon stuff. But first, our last optional boss, and the one who's been gatekeeping our next physical skill. Bishamonten's weak to ice and absorbs fire, meaning he's got some pretty nasty fire magic. He's also got Holy Wrath, which is really bad if he uses it during his first turn. Aside from that, the only thing you really have to look out for is when he uses Focus and his subsequent physical skill, which is the only thing that killed my Faeries this fight. He doesn't have any negation skills in this first fight, so don't be afraid to buff and debuff. Now that's done, we can do the rest of the Kalpas. We walk down to the third, and another dick demon, not from this game, warns Raido that we're here, and he chases us with a gun. It's annoying, so I'll just skip to the fight. He's got the same moves as last time, along with some new Elemental and Almighty options, but he has no way to get rid of debuffs, so 2 War Cries, and there really isn't much to worry about. Also, I have no idea if I'm over leveled for him or not, because I can't check it. While doing the 4th Kalpa shenanigans, I get Spiral Viper. Thank God, I really needed an upgrade for the things I'm about to go through. The Labyrinth is already bad enough, but having to fight the Lord of Flies is so much worse. He resists everything but fire, even physical, and has a devastatingly simple set of skills. I'll just get the stuff you shouldn't worry about out of the way. He's got Mazianga, Maziandine, and Megidolon. All of this is very survivable, and you should not change your Magatama to counter them. He's got Dakaja, Dakunda, and Focus, but the only thing he can do with Focus is his standard attack. But the worst, absolutely worst thing he can do is use Death Flies. It does Mega Almighty damage, and 100% instantly kills everyone it touches. The only, and I mean only reason I was able to get past this is because I ingested the Sane Magatama, and the Goat Titania repels Dart. There were a couple of close calls when it was just the 2, but I managed to pull through and kill the Fly guy. After that, we head down another level and get ambushed by Raido again. But this time he's here to give us an opportunity.
We will hold 2 numbered tiles face down. If you pick the 9 tile, we give you 1 yen. Oops, it's Maka here, isn't it? We'll give you 1 Maka. But if you manage to pick the 1 tile, you get an even better deal. A whopping 100. So, which tile will you...
There is no game finished without a touch of gambling. But now we're in the final Kalpa, and most of you know what's about to happen, and probably expected it in a Faeries only run, to be honest. Our hideous, under-leveled High Pixie shall become the best demon in all of SMT. The Pixie. Goodbye, Oberon. You served us well, and will again in time. Well, now we've got to fight the Eyes of God. And you know what? If he used our real name instead of that Amongo shit to begin with, maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have wanted to destroy all of creation. He's got a lot of light magic and insta-death, so I recommend a Magatama that protects you from that. That aside, he's got the usual support, along with Debilitate, Torukaja, and Makakaja. The only other skill he has are Almighty, being Megidolon, and the Fire of Sanai. Just use Takaja and Takuna to get rid of any buffs he gives himself or whatever he uses to debilitate. Just keep yourself topped off and don't let the buffs and debuffs stack up on yourself. The only skill you should worry about is his unique one. Surprisingly, when you're not 100% guaranteed to die, the insta-death, bosses aren't that bad. We are now officially locked into the True Demon ending, and we get the most important skill of the run, Pierce. One dick joke later, and we're in the final labyrinth, the Tower of Kagatsuchi. Some of these puzzles suck, but for the most part, it's just one boss after another. We fight the only cool, avatar, god? I don't know. But we're fighting Ahriman, who will be the only main boss in this Forsaken Tower that we can breeze through. His main gimmick is to forbid things, and if you don't abide by his rules, you'll get hit by a guaranteed insta-death. His first phase is really easy. He's just got every heavy elemental spell, both single and multi-target. So as long as you listen to what he says, you have plenty of time to stack buffs and debuffs for the second phase. Speaking of, in his second phase, he loses the gimmick and starts throwing straight hands. He loses his old moveset, gaining both Dakaja and Dakunda, and his attacks are crazy. The most tame thing he has is Megidolon. He's also got a heavy physical skill called Tentacle. However, this does not matter, because we did so many Tarukajas and Rakundas during the first phase that in 3 turns and 3 Spiral Vipers, he's dead. Now, let's head to the next one, who is the most unfun, long, tedious, and obnoxious fight in this game. I feel like I've said similar things a lot throughout this challenge run, but this one, I mean it. First form, you get a mere hint of the exhaustion to come. Thank God I got one good hit in before he started repelling physical. He'll use Aurora, which changes the skills he can use and his resistances, so believe it or not, this is a magic boss. I gotta use magic here. But what sucks is his 90% resistance to Almighty. Oh, and when I say he changes his resistance, I mean he repels anything that isn't the 90% reduced Almighty magic, and the opposite element of whatever the aura changed to. I eventually swap out Troll for Oberon because he actually has some good magic on him, but yeah, I hate this guy. Noah sucks, Boat sucks, and I don't give a shit how chill and normal he was in the early parts of this game. You know what sucks even more? He isn't even weak to the only element you can use against him. It's not even a multiplier. Thank God he hits like a wet paper towel, because if he didn't, I'd be dead like 100 turns ago. Before I get into the much worse, but not that much worse second phase, let me ask you something. How should I be doing these bosses? I know that they're the lifeblood and focus of the challenge run because they are the most challenging thing in the game. With the Elden Ring video I did and the future Souls video I will do, I'm able to just show off the fight because it's dynamically interesting at least compared to SMT. I can't really give advice or a rundown for a boss like I can for Mega 10 bosses. I just get good and beat the boss without any strategy beyond the weapon I'll use. All this to say, please let me know if you'd like me to change how I do these Mega 10 bosses, like if you'd like me to just show off the raw footage of the boss, or continue doing what I'm doing now. Anyway, moving on to the second phase, the single target elements turn into multi-target skills, and he uses Dekaja and Dakunda now. He gains these skills exclusively to keep the fight longer. He also gets Domination, which drains MP and HP from one opponent. The method to the madness remains the same. However, I would like to put out that the final hit was a complete gamble that just so happened to work out. So, after that long slog of a fight, we're gonna take a little break from this tower and do a little bit of side content to get our last Magatama. We talk to the not pixelated and digitized old man who gives us the Lord's Sword, and we head to the grave of Masakado. And thankfully, this is just a boss rush. I can't really say much about these guys. Each of them use an element and are weak to that element. They all have buffs and great physical skills along with Dekaja, Dakunda, and Dragon Eye, so long as you're cautious, you'll be fine. And to be honest, all of these fights were exactly the same, so I'll just show you the ends of each. Anyway, we talked to the Guardian of Tokyo, and man, this guy needs a redesign. SMT4 did not give it to him. Oh, and he gives us the last Magatama in the game, which we won't be using. Back in the tower, we fight Thor again, and he's a pushover, except when he uses Dragon Eye. That's not good. On our way to the next fight, I level up and get my final and best physical skill of the run, Ryugyul. Next boss is Ball Avatar. Yes, she is bad. And also, one of the worst bosses yet. I am going to tell you everything that this boss does, and you are going to listen. Or not. I can't really make you. First, let's talk about the phases. She technically has two, but unlike the last two reasons, she doesn't get a new moveset or change, really. When you get her down half health, she uses Divine Will, which summons two more smaller bosses. And that is where shit goes wrong. The very first thing that these guys do is full heal ball. The one that looks like Ose has Dakunda, Dekaja, Dragon Eye, Tetrakarn, Makarakarn, Rakunda, along with heavy ice and electric magic. So I targeted him, because I need to do my physical damage and stack up my support skills. So getting rid of him gets rid of Reflections and Dakunda. The other one is more of a buffer. He does have Dekaja, but no Dakunda. He's also got Tetrakarn, but he hardly ever uses it. That aside, he's got Makakaja, Tarukaja, and Sukukaja, along with heavy physical, fire, and wind skills. The best thing is that pretty much all damage is viable, but he's still support, so you should target him before Ball. Speaking of, she, and she alone, is the lose condition. She uses almost exclusively holy magic, with the sole exception of Megidola, not even Megidolon. One of those holy skills being Mahaman. Usually, this isn't so bad. I could just get a holy resistant Magatama, and me and Titania will be fine. However, she has a unique skill and status effect called Ball's Bane. It's a curse that hits 100% of the time and is incurable. This fucking status effect not only drops the stats, but it makes them weak to holy. I just take the curse immune Magatama, and I don't know, I just kill the supports first, Ose, then the other guy. After that, we just have to pray. It takes a good few attempts, but eventually my two goats survived, and I managed to beat the final reason. Final boss of the game. We gotta kill the goddamn sun. There's a lot of cool, unique, technical stuff about this fight, but I'm tired, so I'll give you the rundown. His basic attack is Almighty. The Kakatsuchi phase changes every 2 turns, or when he uses phase shift. And the closer to the full Kakatsuchi phase he is, the less damage he takes. I am very glad I told you all of this because it doesn't matter the second I get to a second phase. It's also got every multi-target heavy magic, including Almighty, but in all reality, the only thing he'll ever die to is his unique skill. During the first phase on the full Kakatsuchi cycle, he'll use Vast Light, which is undodgeable, but so long as you're topped off, you should be able to survive it. But the second phase sucks. The only thing that changes in this phase is the addition of 2 skills, Dragon Eye, and a worse version of Vast Light. During my earlier attempts of this fight, I was physically incapable of tanking it, which is my only option, so I used the last of my gems on Matamas and a good amount of time grinding until all of my fairies had the possibility to survive Infinite Light. I mastered the strat later, but I didn't record those because I fought this guy a lot trying to beat the one that came after him. I just barely win here after I throw everything I have at him.
So, Kagutsuchi has lost its light. By the hand of a demon, no less.
A world is created, populated by mankind, and destroyed. This cycle is what maintains the flow of time. When the cycle stops, so does time itself.
Did they get 2 whole-ass voice actors for one cutscene? Regardless, it is safe to say I did not win my first time. I actually won on my 6th. And each godforsaken attempt took between 20 to 30 minutes. My winning attempt took so long I couldn't fit it all onto my drive. This fight is awful. You can't hurt him unless you have a piercing skill. That's because he only takes a quarter damage from all sources, even Almighty. His arsenal isn't that bad, at least compared to other bosses. He's got the standard Dekaja and Dekunda, and for some reason he has both Megidola and Megidolan. He's also got Mabufudyne, Glacial Blast, and Prominence, and 3 unique skills. He's got a mind skill called Evil Gleam with 60% chance of charming. Thank God I have no mind. Then there's High King with 100% chance of binding all foes, but by far the worst one is called Root of Evil. It is ass. I mean, it's literally the Kaja, but with more pain. But my inner gambler admires the skill. It affects each of my fairies independently, so any of them can get any of the effects, and the effects are remaining HP reduced by 1/2, 3/4, or 9/10, and then 10% chance of either mute, poison, or stun. The skill usually isn't that bad because he uses it on his last press turn, but I think you could understand how bad it is when he uses it on his first. That's pretty much it, and my strategy is even more simplified than before. Because my fairies are literally incapable of doing any meaningful damage, they are relegated to healing, buffing, and debuffing. Good God, I wish I waited and gave Titania Debilitate. Regardless of my mistakes, there isn't really any going back at this point. So I literally just have to keep going, and though it takes a while, we started where I'm down. I have been put through so much shit. I'm never, ever playing SMT3 on hard again. But I made it this far. I'm taking my Faeries, and I'm kicking the King of Demons' ass with them. Yes.
Would you rather have buffs, but no buffs, or unlimited buffs, but no games?
Shut the fuck up. I'd fuck the lady in black. Right?
All you who have lurked in darkness.
Yeah, I'd crack the dude in the wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Hear me.
So, turns out you can beat SMT3 on hard mode using only Faeries. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for voting in my polls. The bow-only run of the Dark Souls trilogy will be coming in the near future. Oh my fucking god, I'm never doing a challenge run of SMT3 again.
Shut the fuck up. Yes,
No. Like for me, can you do a challenge run of SMT3 where the only challenge is you just have to do it in hard mode? And you have to do true demon ending?
Why do I have to do true demon ending?
Because you have to fight Lucifer. Everything else except Lucifer is easy.